Hello everyone, today we're looking at our Doctrinal Mastery Practice Application lesson with Matthew 22. There's a lot of repetition in these Doctrinal Mastery lessons, and I wanted to give maybe two or three ideas that maybe would help keep it fresh. You notice we start with a memorize and explain activity. And so the manual encourages drawing a heart and then put a 1 and 2. The heart is where we're going to talk about the reference. 1 is going to be loving God, 2, loving neighbor. So just an idea to make this fun is to put that on the board, and you can have a student come up, or you can come up and just point at the heart or 1 or 2, and you're going to say Bob and point at the heart, and Sarah point at the 1, and Alex point at the 2, and they're to repeat what's supposed to go there. And then have fun with it and mix it up. And say Bob and point at the 1 and Sue and point at the heart, and just do it so many times that the students smile, and maybe they mess up a little bit, but they get better at it. The repetition can be fun, and it can solidify some things so that students remember that Jesus taught that we should love God and our neighbors, and that's found in Matthew 22, and that would be a blessing to them for their lives. Another activity surrounds this review that we often do with principles of acquiring spiritual knowledge. As you know, we review this every time we have doctrinal mastery lessons, and some students complain a little bit, and so it is a good idea to try to give variety and make this a little bit fun. But don't skip this, because we found that even if we review it over and over, that doesn't mean that all of our students are catching it. And so you could do something like this. This is just to spark an idea. Perhaps you put on 3 pieces of paper the 3 principles of acquiring spiritual knowledge, and then give a list of some of these ideas that attach to them. And so you'd have Holy Ghost, light of Christ. Well, that's some divinely appointed sources. Think in context of the plan. Well, that's examining concepts and questions with an eternal perspective. And you can do a matching exercise. Or if you write it on a chalkboard on a whiteboard, you can do arrows and do matching and have a little fun with it. Have students try to do it as quickly as they can. Have some students come up. You could do the matching on pieces of paper in a group at the students' tables or desks, whatever it may be. But have fun. Just have exercise. Don't be afraid to repeat things and say, oh, let's do it one more time. This time, let's time it and see if we can be even faster. Those types of things are helpful as we look for variety. My last thought today involves the activity where we're invited to write a scenario in which someone might find it difficult to love God and follow His commandments. You notice that there are potential scenarios at the bottom. I'd look at these, and you may want to just refer to these as a sample. You know your students. If there's another example that maybe would be helpful of that tension between loving God and loving neighbor, you can come up with that. But this is an activity where students are just going to think, and maybe they're going to write some things on a piece of paper and pass it around. They can choose the scenario. But doctrinal mastery is an opportunity for students to be at the center of the learning experience. They're to be doing the thinking, the explaining, the writing, and just let them have fun with this. Relax, let them think through, let them write some things, let them see some things that others are writing and thinking, and hopefully the exercise writes more deeply on their heart the importance and the help it is to know that if I love God and love neighbor, I'm on track, and I can expect peace and healing and great things in my life. I hope this is helpful as we finish up the year with some fun and useful doctrinal mastery activities.